Do you want to go on an exciting quest today? Perfect, because we're about to embark on a thrilling adventure that's not just fun, but also educational. This isn't your ordinary quest, my friends. This is a journey where we'll be learning about counting. And guess what? It's going to be entertaining and interactive. Imagine a world where numbers are not just digits, but fascinating characters with their own stories. Where counting isn't a chore, but a delightful game. That's exactly what our quest is about. It's a journey that will take us through puzzles, problems, and challenges. But don't worry, they're all fun and games. And the best part? You're not just spectators in this adventure. You're the heroes. You'll need to participate, solve puzzles, and help us navigate our way. It's going to be a ride full of laughter, learning, and lots of counting. Are you ready to start this exciting quest? Now imagine you're an explorer in a magical forest. Picture this. You're standing in the heart of a forest. But this is no ordinary forest. Oh no. This is a magical forest, where the trees whisper secrets and the flowers bloom all year round. The air is filled with the sweet scent of candy apples, and the leaves under your feet crunch like popcorn. This forest is a realm of enchantment, a place where dreams come to play. But today, you're not just here to play. You're here for a quest, a mission of great importance. You see, somewhere in this magical forest, there's a hidden treasure waiting to be found. A treasure so extraordinary, it could make your wildest dreams come true. And guess what? You've been chosen to find it. Now, finding this treasure is not going to be a walk in the park. Oh no, it's going to be an adventure, a journey filled with challenges and puzzles that you need to solve. And the best part? These aren't just any puzzles. These are counting puzzles. Yes, you heard it right. You're going to use your counting skills to unlock the path to the treasure. The trees in this forest, the flowers, the butterflies, the twinkling stars above, they all hold clues. You've got to count them, add them, subtract them, and maybe even multiply or divide them. You need to use all your counting skills to solve these puzzles and find the hidden treasure. So, are you ready to embark on this quest? Are you ready to put on your explorer's hat, dust off your counting skills, and delve into the heart of this magical forest? Remember, every tree, every leaf, every butterfly holds a secret, and only by counting them can you unlock the path to the treasure. Here's your first puzzle. How many trees can you count in the magical forest? Have you finished counting the trees? Pause for a moment and let that sink in. Now, were you able to come up with a number? If you were, that's fantastic. If not, don't worry, we're here to help. Imagine you're in a forest surrounded by trees. Each tree is unique, just like you. So how should you count them? Start from one side and move to the other, counting each tree as you go. Just like when you count your toys or your friends. 1, 2, 3, and so on, until you've counted all the trees. Now, for our forest, the correct number of trees is 20. Did you get that right? If so, give yourself a big pat on the back. If not, don't worry, you're still learning, and that's what's important. Great job! Now let's move on to the next puzzle. Now that we're deeper in the forest, can you count how many birds are chirping around us? Listen closely. Do you hear them? The beautiful symphony of the forest, each chirp a note in nature's song. Let's try to figure out how many birds are part of this orchestra. Is it 3, 4, or maybe even 5? Take a moment, close your eyes if you wish, and really listen. All right, have you made your guess? Are you ready for the answer? The number of birds chirping around us is 5. Yes, there are 5 little feathered friends serenading us with their songs. Now, you may be wondering, how could you have counted the birds? Well, it's not about seeing the birds, but about hearing their unique chirps. Each bird has its own distinct call, like a musical signature. So, if you listen carefully, you can distinguish between the different chirps and count the number of birds. Here's a little tip for you. When trying to count sounds, it can be helpful to visualize them. Imagine each chirp as a dot appearing in your mind. As you hear more chirps, more dots appear. This way, you can keep track of the number of birds without getting confused. Also, remember that patience is key. Counting requires concentration, and sometimes it might take a little while to get the right number. But don't worry, it's not a race. It's about enjoying the process and learning along the way. And remember, it's okay if you didn't get the right number this time. Practice makes perfect. The more you try, the better you'll get at distinguishing the different bird calls and counting them accurately. You're doing great! We're getting closer to the treasure. Keep up the good work, and let's keep exploring this wonderful world of numbers together. We've reached the treasure chest. But wait, there's a final puzzle. Can you count the number of locks on the chest? Now take a moment. Picture the chest in your mind and try to imagine all the locks. Each one is a different size and shape, but they all need to be counted. Don't rush. Counting requires patience and focus. All right, have you got a number? Let's see if we're on the same page. The number of locks on the chest is, drum roll, please, 7. That's right, there are 7 locks on the chest. Now, how did we get to that number? Let's break it down. There are 3 locks on the top of the chest. 1, 2, 3. Then there are 2 locks on either side of the chest. That's 2 more on the right and 2 more on the left. So if we add them all up, 3 plus 2 plus 2 equals 7. Remember, when you're counting, it's always a good idea to go slow and be thorough. You don't want to miss anything. And if you're ever unsure, you can always count again. Counting is a skill that you'll use all the time. Whether you're counting locks on a treasure chest, the number of apples in a basket, or the number of stars in the sky, counting helps you understand the world around you. And guess what? By counting all the locks on the chest, you've actually solved the final puzzle. You've unlocked the treasure chest. But what's inside, you ask? Well, that's a story for another time. For now, let's just revel in the joy of having solved the puzzle. You did an amazing job, and you should be proud of yourself. We hope you had fun on this counting adventure. Remember, every day is a chance to learn something new, to solve a new puzzle, and to unlock a new treasure chest. Congratulations, you've unlocked the treasure chest! What a fantastic adventure we've had today. We've journeyed through incredible lands, challenged ourselves with puzzles, and discovered the joy of counting. Let's take a moment to remember the fun we've had and the lessons we've learned. We started our quest with excitement, stepping into a world filled with wonder and mystery. Our first challenge was a counting puzzle that introduced us to the magical world of numbers. We learned that numbers aren't just symbols, but tools we can use to understand the world around us. Then we moved to the second puzzle, where we had to count even higher. It was a bit more challenging, but we did it. We discovered that counting can be a fun game, and that the more we practice, the better we get. We also saw that numbers are everywhere, from the stars in the sky to the leaves on the trees. Our final counting puzzle was the most exciting one. It required all our counting skills, but we were ready. We jumped in, counted up, and solved it. We proved to ourselves that we can do anything if we put our minds to it. And guess what? We did it while having a blast. Throughout our quest, we've seen that counting is not just about numbers. It's a way to explore, to solve problems, and to have fun. Counting is a part of our everyday life, from baking cookies to playing games. It's a skill we can use to make sense of the world, and it's a tool we can use to create our own adventures. But remember, our quest doesn't end here. Each day is a new opportunity to learn and grow. There are always more puzzles to solve, more adventures to have, and more fun to be had. So keep counting, keep exploring, and keep learning. Remember, every day is a new adventure where you can learn something new. Until our next quest, explorer!